The mainstream media just declared war on Looksmaxing. And honestly, they're not entirely wrong. The Atlantic called it cruel and shot through with social Darwinism. Rolling Stone said it's inseparable from aggressive sexism. The New Yorker said any system that designates a person as subhuman is beneath contempt. Academics are publishing papers calling the entire space a hegemonic masculine gaze. The BBC linked Looksmaxing protocols directly to body dysmorphia. News outlet after news outlet is running the same story right now in early 2026. Looksmaxing is dangerous. It's harming a generation. Something needs to be done. This is happening right now. The media campaign against this space is not building. It's already here. And here's the thing. They're not wrong about everything, but they're also missing the entire point. Here's why this matters more than most people in this community realize. The face of Looksmaxing in the mainstream press right now is a 20-year-old streamer earning over $100,000 a month from live streaming. He has profiles in the New York Times, the Atlantic, and the Guardian. He walked a runway at New York Fashion Week in February 2026. He's everywhere, and the things being reported about him are extreme. Publicly documented steroid use starting in his early teens. Openly discussing methamphetamine use for weight control. A series of viral controversies caught on live stream involving unlicensed compound injections, a high-profile incident in Miami, and footage of him in a nightclub with far-right political commentators singing along to an anti-Semitic song. He sells a paid subscription course that tells teenage boys they can surpass their genetic potential and stop losing to men who won the genetic lottery. That's what the media is covering, and that is a legitimate target. So when journalists at major universities call this movement harmful, when psychologists say it funnels male insecurity into AI rating apps and pseudoscientific practices like bone smashing, when academics connect the rating scales used in this community to eugenics and incel ideology, they're not making it up. They're looking directly at the loudest version of this space and reporting what they see. Here's what they're actually wrong about. They're conflating the loudest voice in the room with the entire room. The most prominent Looksmaxing influencer right now is a shock jock. His rise to mainstream attention came through outrage content, algorithm bait, and controversy. The Looksmaxing framework is just the vehicle. When the Atlantic says Looksmaxing is cruel, when Rolling Stone says the fixation on optimization is inseparable from sexism, what they're describing is the specific ideology of one individual who broke into public consciousness through a series of viral incidents. They are not describing the underlying science of what physical optimization actually is. And here's the distinction that nobody in the mainstream is making right now. There are two completely different things happening under the same umbrella term. The first is what the media is currently covering. Bone smashing, unregulated steroid use in teenagers, rating scales that designate human beings as subhuman, extreme live-streamed content involving unlicensed compound injections, paid courses selling pseudoscience to insecure young men. That version of Looksmaxing is correctly being called out. It is built on body dysmorphia, it monetizes insecurity, and it has genuine roots in black pill ideology and misogyny. The second is something entirely different. It is the biological understanding that modern men are operating in an environment they were never built for. Testosterone levels in men today are roughly 34% lower than they were a century ago. The environmental conditions that once drove bone density, hormonal health, posture, and skin quality through natural behavior are gone. Processed food replaced nutrient density. Sedentary work replaced physical demand. Artificial light disrupted circadian biology. Endocrine disruptors entered the food and water supply. These are not conspiracy theories. These are documented biological shifts with measurable consequences on how men look, feel, and function. From that lens, optimization is not vanity. It is not eugenics. It is not the desire to designate other human beings as subhuman so you can feel superior. It is the attempt to restore what the modern environment has taken. That framing changes everything. Here's what happens next if this distinction does not get made clearly. The media is not going to stop. The coverage is intensifying right now, in early 2026 specifically because the most prominent figure in this space has given mainstream outlets a compelling and genuinely disturbing news cycle. Extreme incidents, dangerous practices, documented associations with far-right political figures. These are the stories journalists write, and every story written about that figure carries the word Looksmaxing in the headline. What that means practically is this: the space is about to get painted with one brush by every major publication in the country. The BBC has already done it. The Atlantic has already done it. Rolling Stone has already done it. Northeastern University researchers have already done it. And when regulatory attention follows, because it always does after media cycles like this, what gets targeted is not just the extreme fringe. What gets targeted is the entire ecosystem. The hormonal health clinics, the peptide access, the surgical consultation pathways, the supplement stacks, everything that has nothing to do with the most viral Looksmaxing influencer, but carries the same label. That is the actual risk, not to any one streamer's revenue, to yours. The only way this plays out well is if the science-backed version of this space builds its own identity clearly and loudly right now while the conversation is happening. Not bone smashing, not pseudoscientific rating systems, not selling insecurity to teenagers. The biological restoration framing, the evidence-based approach, the understanding that what looks like enhancement from the outside is actually recovery from the inside, recovery of hormonal function, to levels human biology was designed to operate at, recovery of the bone density, skin quality, and physical structure that the modern environment has degraded over generations. That is not the same thing as what the media is currently covering. And the distinction needs to be stated clearly and repeatedly right now, because the media machine is not going to make that distinction for you. They will keep using the same faces and the word Looksmaxing in the same sentence until the association is permanent in the cultural vocabulary. The window to separate those two things is open right now. It will not stay open. Here is the practical takeaway. The media is not wrong that the loudest and most visible version of the space is harmful. Bone smashing is not a legitimate optimization method. Injecting teenagers with unlicensed compounds is dangerous. Rating scales that designate human beings as subhuman are not self-improvement. The criticism of that version is deserved and will continue. What the media is wrong about is what optimization actually is when it is grounded in biology, done responsibly, and understood as restoration rather than a competition. That version has genuine science behind it. That version has clinical evidence. That version understands why modern environmental mismatch matters and what can actually be done about it. And right now, while every major outlet in the country is writing Looksmaxing stories, what you do with that information determines whether this space gets defined by its worst version or its best one. If you want to follow the developing story on this and stay ahead of where the conversation is actually going, subscribe and hit the bell. This is moving fast.